Hi everyone. Hope your day has been well. Welcome to our first day of ALYFE Connect's virtual event. So it's going to be a week-long event, and this morning we kick-started off with KEK&Co, a certified medicine practitioner. It was really such an insightful, informative session. But not to worry, if you've missed that live, you can catch it on our ALYFE Connect's Facebook group page over here. So coming right up next, as you guys are all anticipating, there'll be a baking workshop with KEK&Co today. So KEK&Co was established in, just a little brief introduction on KEK&Co. They were established in 2015 and is one of the pioneers in Klang Valley when it comes to online cake brands. And since then, they've been serving us cakes that are not just tasty, but also very innovative, quirky, and exceptionally designed. So today we are actually so honored to have the founders, Satira and Farah, to join us here to share, their baking knowledge and skills with us. So let's welcome them in. Hi, Satira. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Farah.
Hi guys.
Thanks again.
Today.
Thanks for joining us today and being so gracious to share with us all your tips and tricks.
I think we froze. Did we freeze?
Yeah, I think you're freezing a little bit.
Hang on.
Is that all right? Maybe I can get you offer. Maybe you can refresh it. Okay, great. So how have you guys been with MCO and being in business? I'm pretty sure it hasn't been easy.
Well, it hasn't been. When MCO was announced, I think we had a cancellation on all our orders overnight for the month of April and March.
Because they're all for events.
Sorry?
Because they're orders for events, I assume.
Yeah, they're for birthdays, for corporate events, everything. Every single order that we had, corporate and individuals, were canceled overnight. So we were put in quite a tough situation on. Sorry, I froze again.
Yeah. Sorry. So sorry, guys. There's a little bit of an internet connection issue. I'm pretty sure they'll be back on in a moment. Hold on. Yep.
I don't know why this is happening. It's never happened before.
It's all right. Yeah, I think you need to turn your camera.
Because we've done several lives, but this is the first time this is happening.
Okay, it happened. I'll just. Yeah, looks like we've got a little bit of a connection issue today, but no worries. I think they're trying to get back on. But yeah, so if you guys are excited to be learning a little bit of baking tips and tricks, you can just give a thumbs up on the comments. Okay, they're on.
All right. Oh, sorry. That was something. So we shut down our biz for a week because we were trying to figure out what to do. But in the second week, we've decided to pivot our business model a little bit to suit the current MCO consumers. Obviously, consumers have very different and specific needs during this MCO period. And so far, good. We're understaffed because more than half our team can't come to work.
Yeah.
But as it is, we're pretty busy. We've got it gets busier by the week. So
yeah, it's a good problem to have right now, I guess.
Yeah, it's a good problem. It's a good problem. We just don't know when our team will be able to come back because even their families actually don't allow them to commute to work. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll just take it a day at a time, I guess.
Yeah, just make do with like the resources that you guys have. But it's really good to hear that that you guys have also been innovative in. I mean, you have always been innovative with your designs, with cakes and all that. But it is good to also see that you guys also being innovative with your business structure and what you can provide in this like trying time. Yeah, so I'm actually not a baker myself, but I'm really, really excited to see what you guys have to share. So tell us what recipes will you guys be sharing with us today?
Okay, hi guys. Today we're actually gonna make cake pops. If you're familiar with cake pops, they actually look like cakes in balls on sticks. It can look like ice lollies on sticks, and that's what we're gonna make today. So I'm gonna show you how to make it from scratch, and then Satira will show you how to make the cake pops itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Can we start?
Yeah, so okay, just a heads up. I think Farah is teaching a vanilla cake recipe.
Yes.
However, with the cake pops, you can use any cake flavor at all. In fact, if you're like yourself, you're not big on baking, but maybe you were gifted a cake or you bought a cake during MCO and you have some leftovers in the fridge and you don't know what to do with it because you probably don't want to finish it all. And maybe after a few days, it's already slightly dry.
Yeah.
Then don't throw the cake away because you can turn them into cake pops and it'll be moist again.
Okay, I'm definitely excited to learn that because I do actually have some cakes in the fridge right now. Yeah, okay. All right. So I'll just hand over the session to you. I'll just remove myself from the screen.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So this is just gonna be a very simple vanilla cake because we're gonna make cake pops out of this. So nothing too fancy and nothing too so that it doesn't take you too long to make it. So we have half a cup of butter. I'm gonna put it in the mixer. Make sure your butter is soft. You don't want to work with cold butter because then your cake will not turn out fluffy. Okay. And then we have 1 cup of sugar. Can you see? Okay. 1 cup of sugar. And then we will beat the butter and sugar until it's fluffy. We beat it until it's fluffy, medium speed. Can you see? Okay. Get it all incorporated. So this one we can wait about 2 minutes until it's really fluffy, and then the color it also changes into a very pale color. Okay. And then from here, we'll add in 2 eggs. Okay, one at a time. Egg. 2 eggs. At this stage, if you can see, it's not really incorporated because it separates at the side. So what we do is stop the mixer and then we scrape. We scrape the whisk, we scrape the sides of the bowl. Okay. And then we mix it again. And then you can see it comes together nicely. Okay. And then our flour. I sprinkled some salt in the flour, and then we're gonna put 4 teaspoons of baking powder in the flour. We add it slowly. We add about quarter of the flour mixture. And then we have half a cup of milk. And then we're gonna put half of it. Okay. Once it's incorporated, we put in another quarter of the mixture, flour mixture. And then we finish off the milk. Let it mix. And then we finish off our dry ingredients. So we let it mix, okay? For flavoring, we are using vanilla today, okay? Since this is a vanilla butter cake, so we use vanilla. So 1.5 teaspoons. 1. Okay. You see all the flour stuck at the base. Just push it back in. And then scrape the sides. When you're baking, always remember to scrape the sides of the bowl. Okay? So that all your batter is incorporated together. And then we give it one last mix. And we're done. We're frozen.
Hey guys, so sorry. I think the connection went off a little bit. No worries. Yeah, they're trying to refresh it now. So sorry. Hang in there a second. Okay. Yeah, no worries.
So
Hi.
this is how the
So
batter should look like.
this is how your batter should look like. Nice and smooth. Wait, I'll show you.
Even our paddle has a K on it.
Farah, Satira, there's a question here. What if they do not have a mixer?
Do you have a hand mixer at least? You can use a normal hand whisk, like it's called a hand whisk, right? But then your arms are gonna get really tired, and your cake will probably not get as fluffy.
I see. So for this particular recipe, it is better to have a mixer lah, basically.
Yes, that's a mixer. You can use something like this, but your hands are gonna be super tired.
Yeah.
So this is how the mixture will look like, fluffy. Okay, we are gonna bake this in a 6-inch pan. Spray. If you don't have a spray, you can use oil or butter. But you have a spray, so we're gonna spray. And then, since it's a small pan, we're not gonna add all the batter. We're gonna add like just until it's half full, because the cake is gonna rise. So we don't want it to overflow. Okay. Tap your pan on the table to release your bubbles. And then we're ready to bake. So we're going to put it in the oven for 20 minutes. 20 to 25 minutes. Okay. We have a ready-made cake already, so we don't have to wait 20 minutes. So this is how the cake will look like when it comes out of the oven. Ta-da! So it's soft. And then from here, this is what we're gonna turn into cake pops. Get your cake, put it in a bowl, break it into half, and then break it into smaller pieces.
There's a question here. It says for 20 minutes at what temperature?
180 degrees Celsius.
Also, it really depends on what kind of oven you have.
Yeah.
So you have to test it out. If it's too hot, maybe make it slightly less.
And we can do the usual wooden stick test, right? That's how you check if the cake is ready.
Yes. We go in with a skewer to check tenderness. Poke in a skewer in the middle of your cake. If it comes out clean, that means your cake is ready. If it comes out with batter, that means you cook it longer.
Yeah.
Okay, so we break our cake like this. Okay, and then from here.
There's also another comment asking if do you always pour it half full, the batter, into your cake tin?
Yes. Yes, always go half.
Yeah.
Had it overflowing, I didn't pour enough in. If it's overflowing, that means you put too much.
Because you need space for it to basically grow, right?
You need space for it to rise. Yeah.
Right.
So never go more than half.
Never go more than 3/4.
Yeah, more than 3/4.
Okay.
Why overflowing? How much do you usually put it in?
Yes, overflowing means you put too much in your pan. Maybe it's over 3/4. So the cake doesn't have space to rise. Okay, I'll grab some chocolate.
Okay, so with this, right, if you already have existing cake in the fridge and you don't want to bake, or you want to purposely buy a cake so you can do cake pops, feel free to do that. But like Raya has some leftover cake in the fridge and she doesn't know what to do with it because it's probably drying out after a few days. So you can use this. So with dried cakes that have probably been in the fridge for a few days, don't throw it away. You can utilize it again and turn it into cake pops. Nice. So to make cake pops, you'll need some melted chocolate.
We need melted chocolate. Need gloves if you don't want to get dirty.
Get some gloves.
Because it will be messy. If you're at home, you don't mind. You just use it. Okay. So we have about 100. This is half a cake. So we have about 150 grams of cake. So to 250 grams of cake, we need 80 grams of chocolate.
280. Yeah, 100 grams of cake and 80.
150 grams of cake and 80 grams of melted chocolate. For this one, we use milk chocolate. Okay. The ratio is usually 2 to 1. That means 2 cake and 1 chocolate. But it also depends if your cake is a few days old and then it's a bit dry, then you'll need more chocolate. So we play around with the texture once. If it gets incorporated, then you'll know that it's ready to be molded. Okay, so.
So it doesn't matter if the cake already has like cream and like like it has cream and all that in it. You can also still do the same, right?
Yeah, just put it together.
You can.
Or maybe if it's frosting on the outside, if you could scrape it off.
If you scrape it off is better because then it doesn't. The buttercream and the chocolate doesn't split.
Okay.
Depending on the type of frosting you have, like say for example, maybe it's cream cheese. Then then the chocolate that you're putting in might split because cream cheese usually have a bit of a water content.
Right. Okay. So it's best to scrape off the cream and like anything that's liquidy on it and just the cake alone. All right.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I have more than 80 grams of chocolate, so I'm just gonna put in gradually, and then from here, we'll just get dirty and mash it all until it becomes a pliable texture that you can mold into a ball.
So you keep adding chocolate until your cake is pliable.
Yeah.
This is also a really fun idea to do with kids. If you have kids at home and you're running out of ideas on how to keep them busy, you've got some extra cake in the fridge, or you're running out of ideas on how to keep yourself busy.
Hari Raya is coming. This is nice dessert to have on your table to decorate.
And what's great about this cake pop is it can last longer because of the amount of chocolate that you've incorporated in it. So it's very moist and rich, and it can last a lot longer in the fridge. So as of when someone is here over at your place later, once the MCO is lifted, not now, you can just bring it out and it'll still be good for a few days.
Okay.
Someone just asked, Satira and Farah, there's a question. How much flour was used? Also, can we double this cake pop recipe?
I used 2 cups of flour, but yes, you can double it. So this is basically half a recipe.
All right.
So when you double it, it becomes a full recipe. So depends on how much cake you want to use. You need.
Great, we froze again. How do we unfreeze ourselves? Video. So weird.
Hi guys, so sorry. Yeah, the connection is a little bit off now. But yeah, I think they're coming on again. In the meantime, yes, if you guys have any questions, any baking questions, or if you've baked and failed a few times, you can put in your questions, and we'll answer them. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the texture that we want. It can be rolled into a ball like this.
Kind of like Play-Doh.
Kind of like Play-Doh. So we're gonna make it in a round shape. So what I'm do is I'll grab a 1 tablespoon spoon, and I'm gonna measure it so I get even size for all of my cake pops. Okay, pick it out.
Or if
so that all my cake pops are the same size. You can use an ice cream scoop.
There's one more question about the chocolate that you use to mix with the cake. Is it baking chocolate or chocolate?
We use baking chocolate.
Compote chocolate. You can also use. I think for baking you can use chocolate bars.
You can use chocolate bars
like
if you can't find baking chocolate. Yeah.
Okay.
But later on, for the white chocolate, you would need either candy melts or white compote chocolate. You keep freezing. I don't know why.
No, I think because you're in the stream, you're lying in the video. Instagram stream.
Hi everyone, so sorry again. Yeah, they are getting reconnected. Hi.
Hi. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, back on. Yep.
Just keep rolling your balls, your cake into a ball. This is how it looks like. From here, this is where you can make it into ice cream shape,
Or I give them some examples.
Let's show you some examples of oh no, we're stuck again. It's frozen again.
No, I think that.
No, it's frozen.
I don't know what to do with this. It's just now. There you go. You just needed to flip it.
Okay. Okay, so we have cake balls and we have cake popsicles. Okay, just gonna keep rolling.
I think it's the best way during MCO is to just have it in a round shape because you can do it without a mold. Otherwise, you would probably, if you already have some funky molds, like we have a cake pop mold, this could work. And then you could just add in your ice cream stick or lolly stick. Right, so you can use any skewer. Best to put in your skewer at this stage rather than later.
Okay, so for half a cake, like I used, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 balls. So one whole cake can probably get about 20 balls, 18, 20 balls.
Depending on the size of the
It's
cake.
frozen again. Okay, sorry.
It's quite tricky. This it's our first time on Facebook Live. Okay, maybe do this again. Oh no, it's fine. Right. And then just put it in pop it in the fridge for at least an hour.
Yeah. Freezer, half an hour. Fridge, 1 hour. Okay, so now we're gonna show you how to decorate the cupcakes. Sorry, the cake pops. So these are the ones that I've already put it in the fridge earlier. We're gonna melt some white chocolate. And then we'll start decorating.
Right, I've already melted some white chocolate and tinted it in pink color on a double boiler. But if you want to melt a white chocolate in your microwave, you can do that, but do it at 20 seconds at every time. 20 seconds, take it out, stir. If it's not fully melted, you can put it in again for another 20 seconds and not for 1 minute straight because you will end up with burnt chocolate. So always stir as you go, even if you're putting your chocolate on a bowl while you're double boiling, always stir it every now and then because you want to avoid from it like being burnt at the bottom. So you've got a bit of like you've got your white chocolate here, tinted in any color that you want, or without a color, that's fine. And you get a get a pen and line it with parchment paper. Don't stick it on straight to the pen because you might get your chocolate stuck to the pen. And now I'll show you an example of how our usual cake pops, which are usually in this shape, like a popsicle. All you gotta do is dip it in. We usually double dip, meaning there are 2 layers because you want to have a very even finish. But it's up to you. And at this stage, what you can do is get some sprinkles. While the chocolate is not hardened yet, just sprinkle on. You can see, right? We will try it with some rounded ones. Same thing. And that's why you need a skewer so that you can easily dip your cake pops in. And just pour your sprinkles before the chocolate hardens. So that's about it. Show you a few more. It's really fast, a very fast process. Obviously, for us, we take longer because we double dip, because we need the coat to be really thick. But for you guys at home, if you're just gonna enjoy it at home with your friends and your family, plus if you're gonna add on sprinkles, you're probably gonna cover up all the imperfections, so you don't have to worry too much. At the end of the day, all of these are just gonna be popped into your mouth anyway, and not gonna care really. Another way to make it fancy is to add on some cupcake liners underneath. Oops, sorry. So these are tricks to making the cake pop look a lot more presentable without you having to worry about the end, the bottom, on whether it's perfect or not, whether it's evenly coated. And you just shape the liner around the cake pop, and it looks like a perfect cake pop already. You can even sell them. Okay. Ideally, while doing this, do it in an air-conditioned room. We don't have air conditioning in the kitchen, but if you were to do it in an air-conditioned room, then the chocolate would set a lot quicker. Otherwise, once you're done dipping it, just pop it in the fridge. Not in the freezer, just pop it in the fridge. Otherwise, you'll end up with very cracked chocolates. So you've got a couple here. I'm going to check on the cake balls that we did earlier that I put in the freezer. avoid putting it in the freezer for too long. Because when it's super hard and cold, you'll end up with like condensation on the cake pops, meaning it'll be like sweating. And when your cake pop sweats excessively, your chocolate is going to break. Oh no, it's not properly hardened yet, so it's stuck. So this is what happens when you haven't popped it in the fridge long enough, so it slides out of your skewer, so you don't want that. So you want to spend a bit of time letting it chill in the fridge or the freezer. So otherwise, it comes out like that. But we can make the rest.
How long would be a good time for it to rest in the fridge?
At least 1 hour in the fridge.
Right.
Freezer, maybe half an hour. We usually avoid putting cake pops in the freezer if you're gonna use it immediately. Even if you put it in the freezer and before we decorate or frost it with chocolate, we usually let it set in the fridge, meaning you remove it from the freezer and put it in the fridge to minimize the condensation so that it sweats less. Because when sometimes you will see, you can try it at home, when you dip in chocolate and it's super cold, at the same time you've got such humid weather that it's going to split your chocolate when you dip. So just to be safe, just put it in the fridge for an hour or two. Okay. And then you can dip it in. Just give me a skewer, please. So earlier, the ones that we made earlier, we forgot to put in the skewer. So it's a bit hard to pop it in. And if you pop it in now, it might break. So that is why, as you're doing the cake pops earlier on the first stage, you should already immediately put in like a skewer or a popsicle stick. But I'm guessing everyone already have this at home, most of you, like satay stick. So that's the fastest solution. Otherwise, if you want some fancier ones, you can get like this kind of sticks, which are lolly sticks. I'm not sure, maybe the Jaya or Tesco sell lolly sticks?
Jaya Grocer has it.
Jaya Grocer has lolly sticks. Otherwise, it was up to me.
There's a question. Someone asked, what kind of mold do you use? I don't think you guys used any mold, right? Earlier, you were just
for
shaping.
The ice cream ones is this one.
Yeah. So for popsicle, the ones that we sell, we have this mold. You can't get it in a regular store. You have to actually source it from a baking supply store. But I think right now you can find them online. Just look for popsicle cake pop mold. And
you guys can get it on Shopee.
Yeah, you can get it on Shopee. So
Lazada.
once you put your cake pop batter here, you slide in this popsicle stick. And then you put it in the fridge. So it will look like this. And I'll show you guys one more time. Also, another trick to doing this is to put your melted chocolate in a mug. So you can easily dip it in. If it's in a bowl, it might not cover all parts of the cake pop, especially when it's a popsicle like this and it's long. Also, it's easier for you guys to manage because you can hold the handle on one side and dip it in one side. Yeah. So that is how you make cake pops. It's very easy. Do we have any more questions? I'm quite hungry. So.
There's no questions for now.
So this one's already set. And I'm going to eat it. Do you have any questions? If you guys need any tips at all, maybe not even related to cake pops, just let us know while we are here. We've got about a few more minutes left before we log out. On time.
Yeah, hey everybody. So if you've got any questions, anything to do with baking, any techniques that you want to ask, you can put on your questions on the comments. And we'll address
Oh,
them.
okay, just baked.
We have to add more time.
There you go. So yeah, you got 2 different types of sprinkles. Is this live gonna be able to be viewed later, Arina?
Yes, so this is recorded, so we'll be posting it up on the page, the ALYFE Connects group page. So yeah, so they can actually rewatch it again if they want to like bake along with the video. Mm.
So later people can still comment on the video, and if there are any questions, we could also reply to it later, right?
Yeah. Okay, we've got a few questions. First one will be, what would some really creative ingredients be for cake pops?
Oh, Oreos.
Nice.
Some creative ingredients to put in your cake pops.
Oreos, pretzels. If you have pretzels, you can use it as part of your decoration.
Yeah, but you can use crushed Oreos inside your cake pops as you're molding your cake pops with the chocolate on the first stage. So you add in some crushed Oreos. I think that would be really cool. That goes really well with vanilla cake.
Yeah, I guess it's depending on like what cakes, or what's the flavor, right, for the base of your cake pop. Yeah. There's another question. It's a baking question. How do we avoid making runny cream cheese frosting?
How do you avoid making runny cream cheese frosting? I think is when you get runny cream cheese, it's actually the brand of cream cheese that you use. If you use Philadelphia, it's not that runny, but I noticed that if you use Satira and things like that, it does get runny. So it's actually depending on the brand that you use. But if it's too runny, you add more icing sugar. So less cream cheese, more icing sugar. So
Less
that's not super runny. Maybe when you're whipping it, it's already soft. And then don't let it be too soft when you're whipping it. It should be soft, but not like melted kind of soft. It should still be in its shape. It's just when you press it, it's soft. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think that answers the question. There's another one about KEK&Co. Are there any exciting Raya cakes from KEK&Co coming up?
Okay, yes. So we have a very exciting collaboration coming up with a brand. They're quite popular. If you like ice cream, just giving you some hints. And we are actually going to announce and release it sometime this week. So do stay tuned for that. So that's a Raya cookie collaboration with another brand. Raya cakes, we will also do that. We're focusing more on Ramadan right now. But do follow us on our Instagram page. We will be updating all our Raya and Ramadan products on our Instagram. And also bear in mind, we're very, very understaffed during MCO. So we can't do an extensive collection of products as we usually do in previous Raya. We're very limited. So we can only manage with the manpower that we currently have. So it won't be as extensive as last year, but it'll still be pretty exciting. So just stay tuned and look out for our updates on Instagram.
Yeah. And there's also a question saying, how can we order cakes from KEK&Co during MCO?
Okay, so our website has been temporarily on lockdown for MCO because we needed to control the orders coming in. So just drop us a DM on Instagram. It can be on our main page, KEK&Co, or our second page, Kue by Cake. Just drop us a DM and we reply all the DM inquiries quite fast actually. So yeah, so just look for us on Instagram.
So just to give the audience a little bit of an insight, so the difference between Kue by Cake and KEK&Co would be the different ranges of cake, right?
Yeah, so this is obviously before MCO. Now we're restructuring it. Everything, all the branding is kind of scattered here and there. So how we used to differentiate KEK&Co with was KEK&Co was specific to custom cakes, or very artisanal custom cakes, and the price range was on average 450 ringgit and above. With Kueh by Cake, it's pre-designed, meaning no customizations, and everything is 150 ringgit below. With the MCO, however, we have to make do with, providing products that are more accessible and affordable for consumers at this stage. So at this point, we don't have any cakes. We don't do any custom cakes. One, we're short-handed, and second, we just want to keep everything as affordable as possible, and also logistically able to be delivered most of the time by motorbike, so we can keep the delivery option a lot cheaper. And so so no custom cakes during MCO, which would otherwise fall under KEK&Co. However, we have a lot of dessert sets, self-care sets that we've created just for MCO consumers, and also smaller celebration cakes, because obviously you have a smaller crowd at home now, and you don't need that much cake. So smaller cakes and dessert sets are the products that we are currently producing and selling right now.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
you for having us.
Thanks, Satira and Farah. So I just want to wrap it up because I'm pretty sure there are also new bakers like myself. Like if we want to go into baking as beginners, what would be like a few things that we need to look out for? Because I know baking it's all about precision, right? Yeah, like one little thing and it can go wrong. Like there's many times where I think I must not have followed the recipe properly. So what are maybe just a few things that we need to look out for if we're baking for the first few times as beginners?
I think if you're a beginner, make sure you go through the recipe many times so that you get your ingredients as correctly, as accurately as possible. And most importantly, have a lot of patience, because baking is not something super easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's easy, but you also need a lot of practice. A lot of practice, a lot of patience. You will mess up for sure. We mess up all the time. All the time still.
But with baking, it's not like cooking, where you can just throw things in the pan and
right?
something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of science behind baking as to how this rise and this doesn't rise, and so you need to really follow the recipe to the T. Like it has to be accurate in terms of the ingredients.
Yeah, okay. So that's one tip, like following the recipes to the T, not deviate from it.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm flipping. I realize the trick now. I just keep flipping the camera, and then every time you freeze, and then we're okay again.
There we go. Yeah, thank you so much,
when it comes to decorating, if you're a beginner, it's really all about practice. Practice makes perfect. I didn't go to culinary school, Farah neither, and we all learned through practice, trial and error. So a lot of patience, but if you just stick to it and keep trying it again and again, I think you guys will be okay. It's passion, it shows in your if you're feeling like a bit lazy, it'll show on your if you're feeling like in love, or you're in a good mood, or you're just happy, and so it shows really. So be in the right state of mind.
And it's I've done a couple of baking sessions before. It is therapeutic in some ways, the motion of doing it over and over again.
It's therapeutic and stressful at the same time. It's the one thing that you can be so stressed and you can be so relaxed doing.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna try their hand at baking, even if they are not bakers or they're not professionals, because during MCO I think a lot of people are now cooking and trying new stuff. So hopefully they're gonna bake some amazing cakes with your recipes, and also of course avoiding wastage, like you said earlier. I think that's a really, really good tip. To avoid wasting leftover cakes. You know how when it's your birthdays and all that, you've got loads, right? And sometimes you just can't finish it. Yeah, so that's a really good tip. Thank you so much, Satira and
Thank
Farah,
you.
for sharing with us.
One last look. Oh no, and then we're gonna flip again. Let's flip one last time before we say goodbye.
Yeah.
There you go.
There
Wow.
you go.
Guys, thank you for having us.
Yeah, stay tuned for the next session, which is the workout session. So after you have cake, you get some exercise. Balance lifestyle, right?
Yeah, hashtag balance. Thank you so much. Have a good evening, guys.
Thank you, Arina. Bye.
Thank you. Hey guys, okay, so we hope you guys had an amazing time watching them. KEK&Co really just show us their baking skills and also their useful tip with the cake pops. So next up, 6 p.m. we would be having Nick Marriott on board. So he will be sharing a 30-minute workout together with some tips on how to work out at home and how to stay motivated. So make sure you tune in. And before you go, yes, there's a survey form that we've posted on the comment. So be sure to fill it up. So we see you tonight at 6 p.m. Bye.